Hi everyone, welcome back to Tips with Back to Health. My name is Dr. Zoya Reznik. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how to decrease that joint in the morning. So how many of you actually woke up in the morning and you feel stiff, everything hurts, you can't move, difficult to get out of bed? I know I do every single morning. So how do we address that? How do we decrease it? So sometimes it could happen when there's an underlying arthritis, so the joints get stiff. We're not moving as much throughout the night, and that's why we wake up, our back is hurting, the hips are hurting, the knees are difficult to straighten up. Sometimes it happens because of the muscle tightness. Sometimes happens when there's not enough hydration and everything gets just tight. So how do we go about addressing it so that you get up, you're ready to go for your day and get everything better? Today we're going to show you some exercises that can help you address that first thing in the morning. You could do them in bed. It will take you about 2 minutes and then you're set to go to start your day. So come over here. This is Abe, who's going to be helping us out. So when you wake up in the morning, one of the things to help loosen up your back a little bit, let's have you bend both of your knees. Basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring one knee into chest. You're gonna grab onto that knee, pull it towards you so you feel nice stretch in your back, in your hip. Hold it for 10 seconds, and we're gonna do that 10 times on each side. Okay, so once you're done with one side, you're gonna bring the other one up, pull it in, give it a nice hug, and then let go. And then if you're feeling adventurous enough, you can bring both knees in. Pull them in, really gives a nice stretch for your back, helps loosen it up a little bit. Thank you. The next stretch that you can do is Piriformis Stretch. You're gonna put ankle over the knee, grab onto the knee with the opposite hand. So it would be your left hand over the right knee. And the goal is to pull it on a diagonal towards the shoulder until you feel a nice stretch in the back of the hip. You're gonna hold that stretch for 30 seconds. And you're gonna do that 3 times on each side. So it helps loosen up the hip a little bit. Okay, bring it back down. Now switch. Okay, grab with the opposite hand, pull it on a diagonal towards the opposite shoulder, holding it for 30 seconds. And bring it back down. So the magic number for any kind of a muscle stretch, in order to get an effect of them on the muscle and lengthen it, is 30 seconds. You wanna do it for about 3 sets on each side, okay? So now that we got our hips loosened up, we're gonna work on the spine a little bit. So you're gonna straighten both hands together, arms straight, and basically you're gonna rotate the hands to one side and bring the knees over to the other side. So it gets that rotational component of the spine. Again, hold it for about 10 seconds, then bring it back and bring it back to the other side. And same thing, hold it for about 10 seconds. You're gonna go back and forth for about 20-30 times. So that already helps get the joints moving a little bit more. How does that feel, Abe?
Feels good.
Awesome. So now those with neck stiffness, shoulder pain, or anything else, a lot of times that could be caused by postural deviations. If your pecs are tight and you're constantly brought into the forward flex position. So it's really important to stretch out the pecs, which will help with the spine as well. So what you're gonna do for that is you're gonna place the hands on the shoulder on both sides, and you're gonna bring the elbow out. So really opening up this area. And you should feel a stretch in front of the shoulder, holding it for 30 seconds and doing 3 times at a time. All right, felt okay? Let's try it one more time. Good. The other thing that you can do for your back, just to loosen it up, and this is something you can do throughout the day, especially if you have a sedentary job, is anterior posterior pelvic tilts. So basically what you're gonna do, lying down, if you envision like doorknobs on the side of the hip, basically think about turning the doorknob towards you and then bringing it back, okay? So the back itself should be flattening into the table. So you're tilting the hips under, flattening the back into the table, opens up the joints, gives it a nice stretch, and then bring it back up and hold it. Again, just to remind everyone, if for some reason there's any kind of pain with any of these exercises, please, please, please don't do them at home. Come in, we'll reassess, modify, and adjust the exercises for home. All right, so we're done with those stretches. Now, when you get up, body mechanics very important when getting in and out of bed. So you're gonna roll onto your side. I'm gonna push up with the arms, bring the feet over the edge of the table, and come up into a sitting position. Okay, so now that you're nice and stretched out, everything's nice and loose, the other thing that you can do for your back is forward bend stretching. So basically, you're gonna lean forward, you're gonna give it a nice stretch for your back, hold it for about 10 seconds or so, doing it 10, 20, 30 times, whatever you feel comfortable with. And coming back up, and let's try it one more time. So bending forward. Again, if there's any kind of pain, anything shooting down the legs, any pain in your back, please do not do that on your own, and just ask someone to help you out with that. One other stretch I wanted to show, hamstrings and calves. So let's have you lie back down. For the hamstring stretch, what you can do, bending both knees, you're gonna bring the hip and the knee one at a time into a 90-90 position. From here, the hip stays stable, the knee is straightening up until you feel a stretch in the back of the thigh. Holding it for 30 seconds, doing it 3 times on each side. So that will help stretch the hamstrings a little bit. And back down, and come back up again. And then for any kind of tightness in the calf, or especially for those that have heel pain first thing in the morning, what you can do is stretch out the calves, so the runner stretch. Let's have you come up. So one leg in the back, one leg in the front. You're gonna lean forward until you feel a nice stretch in the calf. And holding that for 30 seconds, doing that 3 times. And back, and then switching sides. Good. And leaning in and holding the stretch. Make sure that the heel is not lifting up from the floor. The whole foot is on the floor, the whole foot is facing forward, knee is straight. So you really get a nice stretch through here. It could also help stretch the hip flexors as well in this position. So that's kind of the gist of some of the very quick, simple stretches you could do first thing in the morning just to get you loosened up and get you started with your day. Hope you guys found that useful. Please feel free to ask any questions. If you have any, feel free to share the information, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.